Hi, my name is Cindy and today I'll be showing you how to make cinnamon rolls.
For the dough, you'll need some flour, warm milk, sugar, butter, eggs, and a package of active dry yeast. For the filling, you'll need some brown sugar, cinnamon, and softened butter. For the frosting, I like to keep it a little bit lighter and not too sweet, so I added 1 cup of powdered sugar. Feel free to add more, some cream cheese, some softened butter, and some vanilla extract. So to warm up the milk, I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds and let that heat up for a little bit. After you've made sure that the milk is the right temperature, pour in the packet of active dry yeast and give that a little stir. And if you wait about 5 to 7 minutes, little bubbles should start activating like this, and that's when you know that the yeast has bloomed and it's ready. So in a mixing bowl, I start mixing in sugar, butter, and 2 eggs. I give that a good stir until it looks well mixed. Then I poured in half of the flour to let that weave in a little. Of course you can pour in all of it, but this is just the way I like to do it. But in a little bit, I'll pour in the other half as well. After I added in the milk, I let that mix for a little bit, starting with the slower speed and increased the speed little by little. And I let that mix for about 5 to 7 minutes and just until the consistency starts to bounce back. And it'll look something a little like this. Then in a separate metal container, you can also use a glass bowl, whatever you'd like. I sprayed a little bit of oil and I transferred the dough into there. Here I let it sit and rise. I covered Bob with plastic and I gave him a little smile. I let him sit for about 1 hour. So while I'm letting that sit and rise, we're going to do the filling. So in a mixing bowl, I mixed the butter, the sugar, and the cinnamon. I stirred that in until it's a good consistency like this. After the cinnamon filling has been mixed well, set that aside, and now we're going to start on the frosting. So in a bowl, mix in the cream cheese, the butter, the powdered sugar, and vanilla extract. Maybe use a little bit bigger bowl than I did because you'd have to be careful mixing in the powdered sugar. But anyways, give that a good mix until it's a creamy texture. So once those ingredients have been mixed, I like a thinner frosting, so I added in about 2 tablespoons of milk and I added that in 1 tablespoon at a time. You can feel free to add less or more depending on what type of consistency you like. After all that has been done, I started putting butter in the pan just so we can have that ready. Let's check on our little Bob guy. It's been about 30 minutes and he has grown a little bit in size. Let's see what he'll look like in the next 30 minutes. Before you do that, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's been about 1 hour. Let's check on Bob. There he is. He has risen and he is ready to be rolled out. On a flat surface, put some flour. I use this wooden board that I have, but you can totally use your countertop. I've seen people put a whole big saran wrap on their countertop, and whatever works for you. And give that a good knead. I like to pat it into a little ball. So during this process, I used a rolling pin and I rolled it out until it's going to be a large rectangular shape. Then I cleaned up the edges so it'll be easier to roll. Using that wonderful brown sugar cinnamon butter mixture we made earlier, I spread that evenly onto this rectangular sheet of dough. This is actually my favorite part. It's just so fun for some reason. Then I gave that a roll. This could be difficult, but try not to have the dough stick on the surface and kind of roll that out evenly. So be careful doing this part, but I tried to stretch out the dough a little bit so I can get a few more pinwheels out of this. So once I felt like the whole thing was consistent, I started cutting it up. I cut them into little pinwheels and I placed them in the baking sheet. In the baking sheet, I gave them a little bit of space so that later on when they rise again and when they're in the oven, they'll have space to grow. So here I put saran wrap over them so they can rise for a little bit more. I waited about 10 to 15 minutes before putting them in the oven. Meanwhile, I had a little bit of dough earlier and a little bit of filling left over, so I decided to make mini cinnamon rolls. These are gonna be so cute. So it's been about 15 minutes. I let them rise for a little bit and now they're going in the oven. I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. So it's been about 15 minutes and I'm checking on these little babies. They are making good progress and they smell so good already. I think Coco smells them and Ollie does too. It definitely smells like cinnamon in the house right now. Okay, it's been 30 minutes and they are ready to be taken out of the oven. After they've been taken out of the oven, you want to let them rest for about 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes and the bun has been cooled down. I'm going to put one onto a plate and put the frosting on individually. I'll be sharing this with my parents, my aunts and uncles, and my grandpa. I know they're all trying to avoid a lot of sugar, so I'll let them put frosting on themselves. Oh my god, guys, look at that. It smells so good. I just smell cinnamon, bread, and butter all around the house. And this is just perfect for the holidays with Thanksgiving and Christmas right around the corner. Here it is, the moment of truth. It smells so good. It's so doughy, so creamy. Let's see how it is. Yum, that was so good. So here's how my mini cinnamon rolls came out. I put them in the oven for 20 minutes instead of 30 minutes because they were a little bit smaller. And this time I can actually put cream cheese frosting all over it, so let's see what that looks like. Oh my god, look at that. That looks so good. Oh my god, okay, this is like a cinnamon roll pizookie. I've actually never thought of this, but I think I'm gonna start doing this from now on. So there it is. Those are my cinnamon rolls. Thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel if you want more cooking videos, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Until next time. What do you like about it?
I don't know.